Hi, everybody. My name is Justina Osovska, and I'm the founder of Women in Blockchain Canada. Today, I'm joined by Anam. Anam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm pretty excited to be here with you and ask you a couple questions for the Solana Super Team project that I'm doing on the Voices from the Blockchain. So I'll get started with, what got you into technology and how did you end up coming into Solana?
So I got into technology because I'm a CS student. I'm in my final year currently, and my course started in lockdown actually. So pretty much the first 3 semesters were online. So this is where I got started building projects. So while building projects, I met with amazing people from my college with whom I used to make hackathon projects. I even started my own community and stuff. Then when I started looking for internships, I came across MLH fellowship and I got into that program. And the project I worked with was a Solana program. So this is how I got into the Solana ecosystem. Even after my internship ended, I was still uh into the ecosystem. I started exploring more and more, and rest is, just history.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So, why don't you tell the audience a bit about like what you're currently working on?
So I'm the co-founder of Saganize, which builds mobile SDKs for enabling in-app transaction in the Solana ecosystem. So in Saganize itself, we have launched the Android SDK. The Flutter one is also gonna be out soon, and similarly, the React Native and iOS are also in development. So this is my project Saganize. Apart from that, I also do a lot of freelance work in the ecosystem. I'm currently building a grant project which is a super team website for compiling everything that there is about mobile. So let's just say it's like mobile side of things, like we have build.superteam.fun. We're gonna have a mobile.superteam.fun, and it will be out soon in like 1 2 weeks. And as I said, apart from this, I do a lot of freelance in Android and Rust.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. I love open source code and I love like that it allows people to get further in their development. So, what kind of advice would you give for developers who are trying to transition into Solana?
Like if you are a beginner, like you're just beginner in just the technology itself and you want to get into Web3 or Solana, I'll suggest like this is what I followed, and it might not work for everyone, but this is what worked for me and have worked for few people whom I have suggested. This is you give few days in just learning about blockchain and learning about Solana. Just go through articles, blogs, videos. It is not necessary that just by watching one video, you have everything that you know. But when you watch a lot of things, you consume a lot of content, things get stored automatically in your mind and you get acquainted with the ecosystem. And then because you need to have your basics clear about what exactly is blockchain, what is there in the Solana ecosystem, and then depending upon what do you work, like if you're a back-end person, front end, or even if you're an artist, then you can just go into that and find your community. We have super team here where you can just join the Discord, introduce yourself, and start ask for help if you need. So there is like the whole super team community is there. And even if you post on Twitter that you are new to Solana and you wanna learn, then also you can get a lot of help.
And how do you think, other than this Discord, how can people also get support while they're going through this kind of process?
So if you're a person who is like going through this alone, like you're building projects on your own, you're exploring the ecosystem and you are stuck somewhere, let's say in the technology wise, there is a Solana exchange available where you can find your problems if it is there, or you can just post your questions there. And what I feel is Super Team has like spread its wing like a lot of countries, so you don't have to, worry about, oh my God, what is this? The question and I can just
Yeah.
answer you.
So, as people, what do you think? I'll say that again as well. How can people also get support while they're going through this kind of process of learning about Solana?
So if you are going through this alone and you're like navigating things on your own, you're looking for places where you can get help, there are a lot of resources website like soul.dev. But apart from that, if you have a particular problem, there's Solana Stack Exchange, where you, even if your problem is common, you can find that as well, or you can just post your question and get help from that.
Great. And what about, what are the pain points that you found that you or other devs have been going through? And can you elaborate on that a bit?
So the first pinpoint that I found, like this is the one from 2, 3 years back when I got into the Solana ecosystem, was the lack of resources. Like, as I said, I didn't know where to start, and like I went to the official docs, but the doc is a really technical deep dive. You'll have to put in a lot of hours and understand your way through it, you know. So I had to go through a lot of resources, and um I was there at a hacker house. If there's a hacker house happening in your city, you should just attend it, because you'll find a lot of like-minded people there. You can find the kind of help you need. And I went to Delhi Hacker House 2 years back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2 years back. And that's where I met people, and this is how I was able to solve the lack of resources, lack of community support which I felt. So that is what I feel is one of the pain point uh, that is there in the Solana ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for letting me know. And then also, what do you think Solana can do to help people get streamlined more quickly within the ecosystem?
So we have super team, which is already like has a global spread. But if I say one thing is they can target more universities, because this is a stage where young developers are looking to get into the ecosystem, and they have just heard about, blockchain, Ethereum or Solana, but they don't know where to start. But if you have like a good university support, because what I can say in India, there is Solana University, but not it is not that widespread in India. And if there is like a community support for all the universities, there's like an ambassador program or something which can at least let people know that if they want support, if they want to get started, there is someone whom they can reach out to, you know. So that is something which is needed.
Mm-hmm. And what about what do you think are some of the emerging trends in the ecosystem at this time? And can you speak to that a bit?
There has been a lot of good airdrops, you know.
Yes. I think what I'm referring to is like, you know, why are the airdrops happening? So like, the DeFi and like, for example, for you, mobile, like, what do you think is like a pathway that's being carved out right now that people are excited about and working on?
I mean, the airdrops did drive adoption. People started getting more involved in the community and started interacting more with the particular application and stuff. But as you pointed about the mobile, like the Saga phone, the second one which will be launched, it already has like more than 30,000 or 50,000 pre-orders yet, and it all got like the trigger point was the airdrop itself. And when there was some token, I don't remember exactly, but because of that, people started buying Saga a lot, and then it got sold out. And then the second version is releasing like in, I don't know when it is releasing, but the pre-orders have started. So what I feel, because of that thing, because of the Saga getting like the pre-orders getting these high number, the mobile side of the things got a lot of highlight. People started looking into building in mobile, building applications. Before that, it was all on websites. And even if I say personally, I'm an Android developer first. I was an Android developer before I got into the Solana ecosystem. But when I came in, I started building websites or maybe like something with Rust. I never like got the opportunity to build a mobile app in Solana because of lack of developer tooling. And this is where we started Saganize. And when we started, it was a really early market. There was less adoption in the mobile side of things. But because of this recent trend, because of the Saga getting this much highlight, there are developers, there are companies who have started to look into building mobiles, consumer applications and stuff. And that is something which I feel is like great, and it's just driving the Solana ecosystem much ahead.
Good. And what about, collaboration and support in the Solana ecosystem. What do you feel about the collaboration and how do you see the support and how do you find it?
Can you repeat it? Like I got lost in between.
No problem. So, what do you feel about the collaboration and the support since you've come into the ecosystem? And how did you find it yourself?
The collaboration with the community or like
Yeah,
someone
I
else?
think yeah, it's like when you were mentioning about the hacker house and like how you ended up getting the help you needed through that. So I'm just wondering how you ended up stumbling upon something like that.
So as I said, I started my journey in Solana ecosystem with MLH fellowship. Then I went to Hacker House around the same time in Delhi, and there I met like amazing folks. I met Ayush, who's the Solana DevRel. He's Solana DevRel in India. And after talking with him, I also started building more into that. And then I looked into Android side of things because I wanted to build something there as it was what I knew. So when I saw there were lack of resources, lack of developer toolings, and this is how we started Saganize at the Grizzlython Hackathon. And after that, it has been like a smooth ride. I've been exploring a lot of things. I've started building more in Android side. I'm also building a project called Retro Nexus, which is a Solana AI thing, which is an AI powered game. And I'm gonna like I have my team as well with that, and I'm gonna like launch it during the Hyperdrive hackathon. Yeah, I launched it during the Hyperdrive hackathon.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that I guess like that's also another thing that I haven't seen too much yet. It's like AI in blockchain. I think it's just like I mean, there are some companies doing it, but I feel like it's still like in the such early stages.
It is early that if someone is from the AI background and they wanna like go into the Solana ecosystem, there are grants for Solana/AI. I've seen it somewhere. You just have to Google it. You'll get it in the first search that there are grants available, and you can just explore that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are you excited about for the future? And like what's so basically, yeah, sorry. Basically what are you looking forward to in the space?
So this is something I have always say. I'm looking for more consumer applications, more consumer products being built on chain, because this is how it's gonna bring a lot of adoption, like making apps which have Solana integrated into it, baked into it. And it is kind of like that even if a user who's not from crypto is able to use that without knowing that it has like blockchain Solana baked into it, it is something which I'm looking forward to in the future. More consumer applications being built, more users being adopted so that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and what is the advice that you would give to aspiring developers?
One advice I'll give to the aspiring developers is if you're looking to get into the system or into the ecosystem, just uh feel free to reach out to anyone whom you know in this ecosystem. Ask for their help, ask for their mentorship. Even if you don't know anyone, just put out a tweet and there will be someone who'll help you. Join the super team Discord. Even if you can be a lurker there for some time, introduce yourself. Get started into the ecosystem, even if you're not a developer, you're an artist or someone else.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think is the most rewarding part of being in this ecosystem and that you would want other developers to know?
The most rewarding part as a developer, which I feel, is I get to build stuff which has never been built. I get to like explore new things. Even when I started, I had to go through the documentation and figure out stuff, and just working on something and figuring out things which have never been done before by anyone else is something which feels a lot rewarding to me as a developer.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording here.